Most cocktails are gonna be shaken or stirred. There's basically only one rule to remember, and today we're gonna see what happens when you do exactly the contrary. We're gonna use a shaker for any drink that includes basically anything that isn't booze. Think citruses, fresh fruits, and of course, eggs and dairy like cream. On the other hand, we're gonna use a mixing glass for all cocktails, including mainly booze or syrups and bitters. And that's basically the only guideline you need to remember. In both cases, what we're trying to achieve is lowering the temperature, bringing some controlled dilution, and binding all the ingredients together. So what is the difference? One thing shaking will do is incorporate some air bubbles in the drink, making it light and almost sparkling. It's also going to smoothen the acid edge of the fruit juice. Stirring, on the other hand, is going to combine all the ingredients, achieving a silky, velvety texture while keeping just enough of the bite of the spirit involved. So there you have the theory. This is how I learned it. As you know, rules are meant to be broken. So let's start by making 2 martinis, one stirred, the way you're supposed to do, and one shaken, the way James Bond likes it.
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
So in a shaker and in a mixing glass, I start with 2 ounces of London dry gin, followed by 1 ounce of dry vermouth, 1 little dash of orange bitters, and time to shake and stir until chilled and diluted. Now serve it in your favorite martini glass. So visually there's already a big difference. You can see the cloudiness from all the little air bubbles on the shaker side and a very clear, transparent drink on the stirred side. Finally, I like to express the oils from a lemon zest and drop it in the drink. Wonderful, there you have my favorite gin martini. Unlike James Bond, I like it with gin. Okay, now let's give it a quick taste. I've never done this before, so this is for me very interesting. I'm gonna start with the classic stirred one. Cheers. Which does taste like a delicious martini. I love the balance between the vermouth and the gin. The drink is flavorful, light, and also the tasting confirms the texture. It's silky smooth, it's clearly delicious. Now let's try the shaken one to see how much of a difference it makes. Cheers. It is actually different, but not too much. A bit lighter, a bit thinner. There is air in that drink and you don't really need it, but it doesn't make it horrible. So I would say if that is your thing and you like your martini shaken, you should go for it. It's definitely a bit less strong in flavor. It's a bit more diluted, inevitably, when you shake. It's a bit thinner, texture-wise and taste-wise, but not a horrible drink. So, as usual, I would say do as you please. Now let's make 2 daiquiris. In a shaker and a mixing glass, start with 2 ounces of your favorite rum, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, and 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. Shake and stir until chilled and diluted. Serve it in your glass of choice. So visually the difference is less obvious than with the martini, but you can see on the shaken daiquiri those little bubbles, those little ice shards, that little foamy top. It makes me very thirsty. And of course the classic garnish is the little lime wheel. Now let's taste the 2 versions of the daiquiri, starting with the shaken one, the way you're supposed to make the daiquiri. Cheers. No surprises. Delicious. Rum, citrusy, sweet, delicious. Now I'm very curious to see the difference with a stirred daiquiri. That is something I've never done and I've never seen anyone doing. So cheers. Can't say it's bad, honestly. It's quite delicious. Let me compare. Okay. Maybe just a question of texture. This one probably is a bit lighter, pops a little bit, but taste-wise, really. Yeah. Okay. It's all a bit less round. The texture is a bit heavier. It's not as round and perfect as a shaken daiquiri. So is it a bad drink? Absolutely not. Is it a perfect daiquiri? I wouldn't say so. I would keep on saying that a shaken daiquiri is the perfect way to make it. If for whatever reason you don't want or cannot shake your daiquiri, you're not gonna make a horrible drink, but you're certainly not gonna make a perfect daiquiri in my opinion. So once again, it comes down to a question of taste and preferences. Like with every cocktail recipes, you should always tweak it to your taste preferences and make it yours. There's no better recipe than the one you really enjoy. So I'm really happy to have tried this out today. It's good to know the rules. It's also good to just try it out, see what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do. My conclusion after today is that it's not a bad thing to not follow the rules, but I personally believe there is something more when doing the drinks the proper way, the way they're supposed to do, at least in those two cases. Thank you very much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it. Consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. I will see you soon for more cocktail adventures. Cheers!